Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today on Customer States What? Customer states I have a coolant leak and my exhaust is loud. And while you're there, perform oil change service and a multi-point inspection. Let's say no more, fam. We got you. We already got the evacuator going. We got the brand new oil filter and brand new O-ring on there, your GOOMBAs. So now we're looking around. We could definitely see that our coolant reservoir is low. Upon further investigation, we could also see, you know what, let me get the light on. So upon further investigation, we could see a telltale sign of coolant being slung up by the drive belt. Now, we're going to go a little further investigating. We could see some slung up coolant there. We could see some slung up coolant over there. And what I mean by slung up, I mean that coolant is hitting the belt while the engine is running and it's splashing the coolant everywhere. So now, the 3-liter usually has the water pump and thermostat are the known issues. Well, not issues, but the known most serviceable thing that we do on these engines. And it's actually a good thing. They don't have that many catastrophic failures. They just have maintainable items that fail. So now we're going to get a mirror down there and see if we have a water pump leak. And we're going to get this guy out here to look in here to see if we have a thermostat leak. And we're also going to take it up top. So, you know what comes next. Ooh, let's take it up top. Now that we have taken it up top, we're going to look around. Tires, they're looking a little worn, but they're looking good. Not bad at all. Suspension's looking good. Minimal flavor found. We got a little bit over here, but looking at the suspension components, everything is looking moderately good here. That's very good. Now let's go a little further. Alright, heat shield's in place. This heat shield's in place, that's very good. Now let's get to the exhaust. Oh, would you look at that? We have two different stages of exhaust sleeves here. We have one that has failed completely. I could slip this right off and this pipe is just going to go down. And this one, if you could see, one of the clamps is already snapped and this one is not that far behind. This clamp is really stressed out right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to recommend to replace both of these sleeves. Now let's go a little further back, because you know the further back we go, the further into flavor country we go. But yeah, we got some flavor chips, but it's looking pretty good. Shocks have minimal flavor, which is very shocking. Now, how's the other side look? A little better. Subframe's looking good. Subframe's looking good. All right, so we're gonna recommend these guys here. And yeah, brakes are looking tremendous. Tires are looking good. Very good, very good. Now, let's take this vehicle back down and get to the coolant leak. What do you say? Alright guys, this is a really tight fit in order to get eyes on the thermostat over there. So we're going to put the camera down, up in there, and we're going to see if we could get it in there and see the leak. I don't think we can. Let's maneuver a little bit. Alright, I think we could see something right there. Now, you see the seam to the thermostat area, and you got that dry coolant right there. Well, yeah, that's a big telltale sign of a thermostat leak right there. Now let's get the camera up out of here. And let's get our handy dandy light on and our other handy dandy mirror. So we're going to go down all the way here. This pulley right here, this guy right there, below this is the supercharger pulley. This guy right here is the coolant pump pulley. So you get your mirror, and you look under the pulley. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, guys. And you look to see if anything is wet on the driver's side of that pulley. Now, why you say we're doing that? Well, the weep hole of the water pump or coolant pump is on the driver's side. And if you see coolant coming out of that, that means the coolant pump or slash water pump is about to fail. So now we know for a fact, without even pressure testing, we could see 2 active leaks. One coming from the coolant pump and the other one coming from the thermostat, which is underneath the supercharger. So this is going to have to come on out. Now, whenever we do recommend a thermostat, we recommend to replace this crossover pipe here because it goes from one head, the passenger side, up and over the thermostat, and it mounts to the thermostat, and then it's connected by another rubber hose over here, and then that's connected to the other head. So we recommend to replace that. We recommend to replace the thermostat, obviously. Any seals that are involved in removing the supercharger, we do not recommend to reuse. We recommend to replace them. So it's a pretty big job, but it's not that bad. The water pump can be done without taking the supercharger out, but the thermostat cannot, unfortunately. Oh, one other thing, guys. Now, you might ask yourselves why I didn't coolant pressure test the system. Well, we could actively see a wet thermostat and a WAWAP, a wet-ass water pump. So when we do the repair, then we will double-check our work and perform a coolant system pressure test. And what that'll do is it pretty much puts a little stress test on the cooling system, and if the vehicle finds the next weakest link in the cooling system, we will find it during that test. We want to have a possible known tight cooling system before we pressure test it. So yeah, we could clearly see both things are leaking. So yeah, that's why I didn't perform a coolant pressure test at this point, but after the repair we most definitely will. So we'll quote it appropriately. There's some minor overlap, and yeah. Alright guys, until then, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for further content.